precursors of Romantic Revival. During the latter half of the 18th century, a group of poets reacted against the Augustan poetry. These poets tried to rise above the fixed literary conventions of the age. They believed that a poet should write as he pleases and not as the fixed rules and laws. They abandoned They believed that a poet should write as he pleases and not as the fixed rules and laws. They abandoned the heroic couplet of their age for experiments in other kinds of verse. Their revival They revived the ballads and lyrics which were not in vogue in the 18th century. In the 18th century, poetry was conceived in the mind, but these transitional poets rejected reason and enthroned imagination. These poets transferred their interests from the town life to the country life. They delighted in the loveliness of nature and depicted it in their poetry. In this way, they paved the way for Romanticism. These poets are known as the precursors of Romantic Revival. Thomson, Crabbe, Cooper, Goldsmith, Gray, Collins, Burne, and Blake heralded the birth of a new era in English literature, which was later known as Romantic poetry. Jam- James Thomson, he ranks first among the Romantic movement. His Seasons introduces for the first time a genuine love for nature. George Crabbe, he described the life of the simple villagers and cottages in his poems. He anticipated Wordsworth in this respect. William Cooper, his work, the work of William Cooper, is of considerable significance in the movement for the classical to the romantic tradition. His lyrical gift linked him with the age that was to come. Oliver Goldsmith, he gives a special attention to nature and simple life of the rural areas in the traveler, but he stood midway between the two schools. He had his one foot in the school of Alexander Pope and another in that of William Wordsworth. His elegy written in Country Churchyard marks the transience from the period of classicism to that of romanticism. He adored the common people in the elegy, and it is a romantic trait. Collins, he expressed his love for imagination and supernaturalism in the ode on popular superstition. Love for imagination and supernatural is the characteristic of romantic poetry. He introduced that love for nature which became the characteristic feature of the Romantic age. Robert Burns. Robert Burns is one of the latest and probably the greatest of William Wordsworth's poetical forebears. He is one of the rare examples, like P.B. Shelley, of the born singer who can give to human emotion a precious utterance. His highest achievements lay in some 30 or 40 songs. In introducing simplicity in diction, he anticipated William Wordsworth. In this way, He heralded the birth of Romanticism. William Blake. He was the embodiment of the romantic vision. To him, imagination and the sensations of the heart were the sole guides of truth. He was a romantic not only in his passion for liberty, but in his love for children and his love for nature. His vocabulary is as simple as that of a child. His important works are songs of innocence and songs of experience and marriage of heaven and earth.